Okay, ladies, so after we make the decision, we choose to forgive, we choose to let go, okay, because letting go is the first step. That's the decision. We make the decision to let go. You must then begin to pray, okay? I cannot stress enough how impactful your prayer life is going to be in the rest of your life. Now, as much as my prayer life begins to grow, I don't understand how some of the rest of you survive without prayer, okay? I'm not at this point, not yet, telling you who to believe in, but you gotta believe in something. You gotta believe in something that is bigger than yourself, something that is better than yourself, something that is huger, more impactful than yourself, and something that is more faithful than yourself, okay? So I want you to develop a prayer life. Okay, if it's not something that you've already done, when it comes to forgiveness, I promise you, you're going to have to pray, because we have to understand that these things are happening on us. They're happening within us. They happen outside of us, and you have to cover all of those areas, and you can't do that alone, because I promise you, if you could do it alone, we wouldn't be having this discussion in the first place, okay? So I want you to work on your prayer life. Okay, as I said earlier, when we made the decision, or we chose to let go, we said that happiness may be a temporary thing. But one thing about prayer and one thing about God is that that is where you're going to live in your joy. You're going to center your happiness when you choose, but you'll center your joy when you pray, okay? Because Jesus is the center of my joy. Again, I'm not telling you who just yet, but Jesus is the center of mine. So when you pray, you have to find some center, and that center, again, is going to start with ourselves, because the power of our higher calling, our higher being, our greater self rests on the inside of us, okay? And so that is where your center is. That is where your joy is going to reside, but you have to tap into that. And as life conflicts us and it comes at us from all angles, we'll lose our center all too often, okay? Let alone being the type of person who's never found the center at all, okay? So I want you to find yourself in a prayer life, because what prayer does is it creates a firm foundation for us, where a foundation may not have existed, or that foundation has been damaged, drastically damaged, literally, physically, mentally, emotionally, even financially or spiritually damaged, okay? So in prayer, you begin to rebuild, okay? You begin to gain that structure again that you may have had and then you lost, or it may be something that you never had in the first place. So there's huge opportunity when it comes to prayer, tapping into something that, again, is bigger than yourself and is more solid, okay? Because we as humans tend to be emotional, especially as women. We tend to respond to life exactly as it comes to us sometimes, and there's going to have to be something that is greater, stronger, more powerful in yourself than yourself, that rests on the inside of you, okay? Now let me repeat that. So there's going to have to be something that is more powerful, stronger, bigger than yourself, that rests on the inside of you, okay? Because that is how you're going to keep up with this choice that you made, okay? We chose, we're going to center our happiness, but every time something comes at you, you have to be strong enough. And in order to be strong enough, you have to have built that foundation, and that foundation comes by way of prayer, okay? So I want you to begin to focus, and when we start this prayer process, I don't want you to ever think, okay, as we often do, that prayer is something that's temporal, okay? That prayer is something that we're only going to do for a time or two. That thing is going to be good. No, prayer is a process, okay? Prayer is a process. You won't begin to start and finish a situation, a struggle, or even an adventure or an opportunity with a quick, simple prayer. It can happen that quickly. It will happen that quickly. But we have to understand that the weight of our pain and the weight of our problems is not going to be something that can be overturned in any moment, okay? So what we have to be willing to do is, as much as we have chose to hold on to our struggle, hold on to our pain, hold on to our problems, we also have to hold on to the impact that's on the other side. We have to be working towards the impact that's on the other side. So So we have to tarry in prayer, okay? So it's not going to be something that starts quickly, ends quickly, okay? But I promise you, it will take as long as you make it take, okay? You can make it go more quickly if you get on board, all right? All of us aren't always on board. I'm going to include myself. As I'm recording these videos, I'm like extremely heavy right now. So if you look at me, I probably look exhausted. And I promise I am. That exhaustion is coming by way of the things that I'm dealing with in life, the things that I'm actually actively working on forgiving, as well as my prayer life. Like, my prayer life is so rich right now, and I'm so fortunate to be in this process in my own life that I put so much energy and time and effort and tears into my prayer that it's exhausting too. Right? As much as it revives us, I'm glad that I'm willing to pour out that much to get myself on the other side, okay? So I want to encourage you, yourselves, to create that type of foundation in your life, okay? I want to encourage you, again, not telling you in this moment who, okay? My faith is in Jesus, okay? That's where I put my faith, being a follower of Christ, right? I want you to find something that's bigger than yourself. Now, understand this too. Okay, for all the Christians out there, you get so deep, you get so in the clouds. Understand that prayer comes in numerous formats. Okay, I challenge myself and other Christians to begin to find your prayer in other places. Don't just pray when you have a problem. Okay, and also don't negate the fact that prayer happens in other people's lives and other religions in a more impactful way sometimes than it happens in our lives, and that's because we're so critical of how others do what they do. It's not our business, okay? Do what you do and let others do what they do, okay? And challenge yourself. Find inspiration in the way that other people pray. For example, I meditate, okay? That is prayer all day, okay? Because when we pray, we're talking, we're complaining, we're doing all these types of things, but when you meditate, you give God the opportunity to talk back to you, okay? You give life the opportunity to talk back to you, and all of what we are seeking, we have to be willing to receive what's coming back to us on the other side of those prayers, because otherwise, who are we talking to? What are we waiting for if we also don't open our minds, bodies, souls, spirits, ears, hearts, hands to receive whatever comes on the other side of all of what we put in, okay? All of what we put in, we have to be looking to get something out, okay? So I want you to challenge yourself, not just to pray and use that as a foundation, okay? I want you to find the various ways that prayer can exist in your life. So especially if I talk about something like meditation, meditation happens in many ways, okay? I suggest literal meditation, you know, taking some quiet time to yourself often, okay, taking what I call tea time. So I have tea time, I have me time, I have D-Day, my day where I don't do anything but me, okay? I don't do any work. Whatever I do is about myself, centered around myself. Again, I don't have the obligations of other people, so I do have that opportunity, that luxury, but more so than my obligations as it relates to others, we all have to choose that type of love for ourselves, okay? So meditate, have some tea time, have a you day, you know, whatever you need to do to allow this process to actually work. And in allowing that process to work, I mean being proactive about finding the clarity in your life, okay? And clarity is not something that just comes by chance. You have to invest the time, the effort, the energy and interest into finding, looking for what you're attempting to obtain, okay? So challenging you to first choose to let go and then pray about this entire process so that you can have a firm footing in your newly created foundation. All right? Talk to you soon.